women are very amiable. They are peacemakers. They are home builders.
Agatu local government area is located at the border of Benue and is well known for its contribution to Nigeria's economy.
Agatu is an agrarian local government.
Agatu is a community that produces rice. We consume rice.
We are known for farming, fishing, petty trading, and the rest of things. Majorly farming and fishing.
We are situated in a very strategic location. Of course, you have a boundary with Kogi, Nasarawa, and then We are very loving people, very hospitable people, and then very accommodating.
A look around Agatu would reveal that the local government area is still recovering from the ravages of violent conflict that almost crippled the area.
At the time, we had some challenges, crises involving the herders and the farmers, and of course, we also had communal clashes as well.
As a result of continuous conflict over ever-dwindling resources, which affected several communities in Agatu local government area, communities were left with an increased sense of insecurity, requiring strategic decisions on how to mitigate future violence and sustain peace.
When they fight before, there is a time where they come here and come shoot for that quarrel, no day like that again. And we have peace now.
In such a situation, women are particularly most vulnerable, being both significantly impacted by conflict and excluded from decision-making and peace-building processes, mostly due to cultural beliefs that restrict women.
Like when the crisis occurred, they were on ground to make sure they cook for people who are protecting the community. They don't have that phobia of maybe entertaining fear that, what if I am killed?
Obagaji witnessed a recent peace-building project which developed the capacity of a group of Obagaji women to promote peace in their community. This gave the women a desire to transfer their skills in peace-building to other women beyond their community and LGA. The group of women made efforts to recruit personal funds aimed at sustaining their peace-building activities, but found it difficult to meet up with their goals to advocate for peace and social change.
In March 2021, the ARDA team had gone to the field to visit some of the women who were part of a women's group that we had formed on a different project. The project was to empower women and indeed community members to promote peace by building their capacity to prevent violent extremism and drivers of conflicts in their community. We got back and then we heard about the Canada Funds for Local Initiatives, which was basically in line with what we were trying to achieve. And so we applied on behalf of these women and we were lucky to have been granted the funds.
We'll talk to ARDA, so talk to him about the challenges we have in the community. Like we don't have, for instance, we make plenty requests that we have the challenges of water in our place. We don't have rice mill, even though the ones are here, they are not functioning well.
In response to this, the Canada Funds for Local Initiatives, CFLI, in partnership with ARDA Development Communication Incorporated, ARDA DCI, designed an initiative to amplify the voices of Agatu women and promote women's inclusion in peace-building processes by building community support for women through strategic radio programming and community activities.
Since I joined the group, I have the boldness that I can stand and say whatever that is in my mind. I can bring out this and encourage other women to bring out what is in them.
When I have not joined this organization, I find it difficult to stay in the public. I don't stay with people. And now, right now, I learned how to talk to people, to associate with people, and also have voice to speak in a community.
So the women received different kinds of training, First, they received some training on financial literacy through the entrepreneurial program. This was to enable them run their businesses successfully. A lot of these women prior to now have not had any form of education, and so it was important that they learned how to run this business effectively so they can make an income and then have some savings to be able to carry out their peace building activities.
So we taught them about planning, we taught them about communication, we also taught them about customer behavior, and we also talked to them about so many other management things, particularly things like bookkeeping. Right now, they are at the verge of opening bank account. I think they should be through with it by now.
When I heard that rice milling machine was given to them, I was excited because before now, that was not much in this local government. You have people traveling from Agatu to other villages and even other towns and cities, going as far as to be milling their rice. But with this development now, the Agatu people can really carry out that activity here without necessarily going to other places as they used to go before.
The rice milling engine is going to be positive contribution, right? So our family, we requested for the rice milling engine because we have lack of things that we can afford. But yes, since they have brought the rice milling, it can help our family.
Now they have where they can polish their rice without stone and without breakages. So more women will now have the zeal. You know, it's a push up for them. Both for the farmers, many of them are women, and also the women that sell rice in the market. So we are very, very sure with this machine, the economic standard of Agatu women will rise. Our women will be more empowered, and our women will be more focused and dedicated to whatever they are doing.
They also had to get the technical skills, of course, to be able to run these rice milling machines themselves, which was also one thing we were able to achieve with the project.
The project, which was once an idea, has become reality, contributing to amplifying the voices of women in Agatu local government area to advocate for peace and empowering women economically with knowledge that will help to develop their communities and support mitigation of future conflicts in Agatu.
And we're happy because our engine is so special. It mills rice where if you see it is very clean, and also we want to let other women know that this rice machine that came, we can also use that money and to train our children in school, empower other women.
We set out with this project to ensure that the men support women, in the community to achieve their aims. And then we had two groups in each of the communities, one in a neighboring community called Ayele, where we had a men's group and a women's group. And then we had the same thing in Obagaji community. Now the women's group were called Women of Influence, and the men's group were called Men Who Support the Women of Influence. So it was really interesting, and I think we were able to achieve our aim.
But abonu program ne kuche gane igbogo jo chegba ga chenya o chejo ile na lo le manu na boni ha lo ta kama alo kigbi ga lo ebe na chejaka aga wa igbo na kama chenya wa le ga chenya go wanu but abonu program ne kuche gane igbo je chegba ga la chenya o cheje bedu ne ni jaka ikama lo wo wadu o chejo ile ni manu lo la alo ni la lo li jet gbobune na ika ha lo gu kama lo wo pe meni.
Personally, as a leader of this group, it has broadened my mind. It has also prepared my mind to speak in favor of this women.
What you have brought here is nowhere in Agatu. In fact, I think we have a rice mill in Otukpo. We don't have in Ogboko. We don't have in Oshugudu. We have in Agatu. It is a very big plus.
We are not only engaging the women to make sure they make judicious use of their time, you are also reducing crime rates in the society.
You have come in with something that will actually transform the grassroots, something that will raise the standard of our living.
In designing our radio programs, we set out to do one thing, to amplify the voices of the women, and not just amplifying the voices of the women, but also ensure social inclusion of these women in peace-building activities. The peace events cut across different segments of the community. They worked with the youth, they worked with community leaders and religious leaders, they worked with community men and women, and indeed everyone in the community. So what we noticed was that at the end of the day, this program actually increased the synergy between men and women. The men began to realize the women's role in peace-building processes and indeed decision-making processes. They allowed the women to take charge of these activities, and the women excelled at it. It was a beauty to watch.
They have done so much to look at a very local place and come up with this kind of initiative. It's a great thing they are doing.
There's no way we can write the history here without putting your name inside.
We knew that these set of women that we were working with were hardworking and determined, but it was interesting to actually see them at work. The women's involvement in the entire process, from inception to setting up of the groups to everything, was really important because we wanted to build their sense of ownership, and we were able to achieve that. They were able to source for a land for a building that was going to house the equipment. They also put together funds to be able to construct a building to house the rice milling machine, to even attending their trainings, their entrepreneurial classes, and even going further to setting up accounts so that they could hold themselves accountable.
I'm speaking as a woman leader in this place, and I am speaking on behalf of everybody who wants the development of Agatu, that we are very, very grateful.
We have indeed touched their lives, and their lives have changed forever.
Agatu as a nation is grateful.
Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, thank you for what you have done. We appreciate you.
Yeah.